I think that Trump does like to make jokes, and I think he is trolling Trudeau. I mean, let's remember Trudeau spent the last 2 years making derogatory comments.
It's been about a week. We're due for some more Justin Trudeau cringe. Welcome back to Moose on the Loose. My name's David. Today we got Justin Trudeau showing up at a high school in Port Coquitlam with some unbelievable cringe. He also shows up at an old folks home. Cringe. We've also got American news. We got a news anchor accusing Justin Trudeau of hiding something in his past, why he's a feminist, insinuating that Justin Trudeau has something to do with women that he's hiding, among some other stories, a bunch of other stuff going on here. Let's jump into this. Jumping over to Port Coquitlam, we've got this federal by-election in BC. Justin dropped by to lend a hand. So there is a by-election here. You can see here, Cloverdale, Langley City. This will be happening on December 16th. So Trudeau, I guess, is trying to help out there a bit. I mean, what help is Justin Trudeau? If anything, he's going to be hurting, not helping. But with that, he dropped by here. Here's his RCMP detail. Now you might be wondering, how is he helping out? Well, I'm not exactly sure yet because I haven't exactly seen him do anything with the candidate there, with the Liberal Volunteers, anyone. But what has he been doing? This. He showed up at a high school. Trudeau went back to a high school in Poco, BC today to try to get support and pump up his ego. So he knows he's on his outs. This is probably his final farewell tour here before he gets kicked out of office here.
Hi, Mr. Trudeau! Hi, Mr. Trudeau! Hi, sir!
Look at this guy. He just loves walking around like he's some sort of rock star. Ugh. Like, go get to work, do something.
Hi, sir! Oh, yeah! He took my God!
If only the kids in this school actually realize that he's destroyed their futures. They have no idea.
President one day.
Apparently he wants to be president one day. It's a bit odd how much he likes hanging around teenagers. I'll just let that comment sit on its own. High schoolers are aged by definition mostly not voters. It's a stunt. Try calling an election, see how little support Trudeau actually has. With that, we have this unbelievable cringe. Another shot from the high school. Okay, I have to turn that music off. But I mean, look at this schmuck. Look at this. He still has those friendship bracelets on from the Taylor Swift concert where he got those from little girls. Like, are you kidding me? This guy's just creepo cringe. Like, what is he doing? He thinks he's some rock star. He's gonna grab everyone's hand? Dude, you're prime minister. Grow up. This is, ugh. This is so cringe. I mean, like, look at this guy's face. Are you aware of what his track record was at schools? Yeah, feel free to Google that on your own. Getting some NDA soda. I can't talk about any of this stuff. Probably get him tested. He really loves kids. There goes our leader. I can't read any of these comments. He's such a narcissist. I blame the parents. Reminds me of North Korean Supreme Leader. Got a good clip here of Rachel Parker and Danielle Smith. She asks her point blank about Trudeau and the way he's acting with Donald Trump, and just Danielle Smith just lays it out straight.
Speaking of Canada's relationship with the U.S., Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau obviously flew down to Mar-a-Lago. In the days since, President-elect Donald Trump has been making a lot of jokes about Canada becoming the 51st state. Assuming you are someone who doesn't think that Canada should join the U.S., are you looking at this as something that is comical or something that's concerning?
I mean, I think that Trump does like to make jokes, and I think he is trolling Trudeau. I mean, let's remember Trudeau spent the last 2 years making derogatory comments about about Trump in trying to discredit Pierre Poilievre. So you have to imagine that if you're going to weigh in on their politics, they're going to weigh in on ours. I would say that at this point, it's not helpful for the prime minister to be trying to engage in any tit for tat and offering an opinion about who he would prefer to have won in the White House. I think that makes things a lot more difficult. The Americans chose who they chose, and that's who we have to deal with. That's who we have to negotiate with. So I don't think that what we're seeing is a sign of a very positive turn in the relationship, but I think it's up to our prime minister to maybe reset, identify the things that we can do to work more collaboratively, and hopefully we'll be able to take the temperature down on that.
Yeah, Trudeau's not going to reset. He's an idiot. And she's spot on there. Like, Trudeau's been saying all that what right-wing, white supremacist, this and that, MAGA, Donald Trump. Yeah, for the last couple of years, Trump has seen that stuff. That's why he's coming out swinging against Trudeau, because he's back in business here. He's going to make a mockery of the guy, and that's what he's doing. Unfortunately, we might be collateral damage here as citizens in Canada because of it. Next up, we got quite the scathing clip here. We got American news anchor here saying Trudeau's got something to hide because he's a feminist. Something in his past is dark, relating women. This is unbelievable. You would never see this on Canadian TV, on the CBC or CTV, Global, pick any of them.
Tyrus and I are suspicious of men who announce that they're feminists.
Yes.
That either tells me they are trying to get lucky. Mm-hmm. It either tells me that they're hiding something really disgraceful in their past they did to a woman.
Preach.
Or they're not real men.
Facts.
Do you want to be a man who's a leader of women, or do you want to be a man who's a leader of men?
Leader of men.
I want to be a man who's a leader of men. He's trying to be a leader of women. And it's not attractive. Let's poll the audience here.
Justin Trudeau is objectively attractive.
Jessica, he's not a manly man, and I know Martha agrees with me, and I know Kellyanne agrees with me.
I do.
He's not secure in his masculinity. He's hiding something. He did something bad, and he's catering to women in a way that makes me uncomfortable and not trust him.
Is he wrong? Is he wrong, though? I think the guy's spot on. He's got something to hide. I think he's got another play, though, as I mentioned on here. He's probably starting up some feminist organization. That's why it's going to be his exit strategy to make a lot of money after politics, because he'll want to have a career afterwards. He could retire, but he's just too arrogant, and he loves that rock star life. I mean, you just saw it there with him with all the kids in the high school. He wants that. He wants women to chase him and reach out for him like he's some sort of god. His narcissism is out of control. Waters is right. Most women are repulsed by Trudeau. He seems like a creeper and gives women the ick. Well, I'm sure the majority of Canadians agree with Waters. The other women in his cabinet, he gaslit and bullied until they left and replaced with men, would wholeheartedly agree. Next up, we got this one. It says RCMP admit there's over 4,000 separate organized crime gangs in Canada that sell and traffic the hard candy. 4,000, folks.
Significant group, a significant number of organized crime group, but if you're asking for a specific number, I can't give you a specific number.
How many organized crime groups?
Over 4,000 organized crime groups in Canada, as assessed by the Criminal Intelligence Service of Canada.
4,000 individual organized crime groups, all with their own distinct leadership and membership.
That's correct.
4,000 crime groups. Yeah, I think it's time to spend some money and clean this up, maybe? No wonder we have so many problems in Canada. Absolutely mind-blowing, over 4,000 organized crime gangs in Canada, yet we barely see any significant busts. It's hard to not feel like the system is either ignoring the problem or completely incapable of tackling it. There are only 289 cities with 10,000 or more people in Canada. The largest ring is located on Parliament Hill. So next up here, we got two nutcases, Rachel Gilmore and Jagmeet Singh, together in one video. Posted here by Mark Nixon, it says Jagmeet Singh says he's absolutely honored to speak to Rachel Gilmore. After watching this video, I just lost my appetite for the rest of the day.
Well, that's pretty much all the questions that I had for you. I'll give you a second because, you know, I have a decent following on TikTok, as long as it exists. Do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, you know, I've actually forgot to look right at the camera. Yeah, hi folks. Can I say a couple of really cute things? There is a very beautiful, cute dog that's down by our feet that's creating a very cozy environment down there. So I just want to point that out. I am just really honored to be able to have like the time to be able to chat with Rachel, chat with you. It's been really good. For folks out there, I'm also going to get back on TikTok soon. Oh. So a little teaser here. I'll be getting back on soon. So
little teaser, folks. We are really looking forward to Jagmeet getting on TikTok. Oh, please, Jagmeet. Call an election and get out of politics.
Hopefully I'll see you there. And I don't know, just for folks that are feeling worried and feeling a little despair, like I get that feeling, I get that worry. I want to give you hope. Like I wanted you to know I've been in lots of fights where people told me there's no way. Like people told us there's no way you can get in dental care. Like it can't happen. A new program to cover people for their teeth, like not possible.
That's a fight we've all had. We can't get the dental care. And then Jagmeet comes in and he fights for us. He fights for that pension. Come on, man.
We got it done. People told us there's no way you can bring in pharmacare.
There's no way. There's no way you could bring in pharmacare. But guess what? I'm guessing he brought it in, didn't he?
Possible. We got that done.
He got it done.
So people have told me my whole life it's impossible. And it's only impossible until someone does it. People say it can't be done until you
Oh, this guy's talking like he's the first person to run a 4-minute mile. Come on, Jagmeet.
get it done. So we can take them on. We can take on the Conservatives. If you've got that sense that you feel worried, channel that worry into action. Join us if you can, and we can make some beautiful things happen.
You can make beautiful things happen. You can climb that mountain. It's just like dental care. Just get that dental care done. He refuses to be questioned by independent journalists who he deems as right-wing extremists, but speaks with a person who was canned for being far left and reporting lies that led to Canadians getting their bank accounts frozen and the country shut down illegally. Really scummy. Jagmeet Singh has hit rock bottom. There's no way he can drift any lower. Jagmeet Singh, hold my stumbling juice. I can't say this word on here. The worst Canada has to offer. Speaking of the worst Canada has to offer, we've got another one here of Jagmeet Singh talking about how AI is ruining Canada.
People need to really wake up and organize like we're doing.
All right. Have you seen that your rents are going up sky high? It could be the result of AI. Check this out.
In the midst of a rental housing crisis, allegations some landlords have conspired to artificially inflate rents across Canada through their use of a controversial software called YieldStar.
There's a class action lawsuit being launched in Canada because big corporate landlords are using AI technology to jack up rents. People are getting ripped off with AI technology. There's been a CBC report on it. Check this out.
CBC has found evidence of YieldStar being used in Canada since at least 2017.
The heads of these companies are also major donors to none other than Pierre Poilievre, the Conservatives. So the Conservatives are supporting these corporate landlords who are ripping you off and driving up your rent. We're going to fight back against these corporate landlords who are using AI to rip you off.
So the idea behind this YieldStar thing is it's an app that would allow everyone to charge more rent. Everyone would see how much everyone would charge. And thus, if all the corporate landlords increase their prices of rent, then all the individuals who have houses would then see everyone else, the market rate essentially, all the big players, how much they're charging. Say the big players are charging $3,000 a month for rent, and then so an individual goes in to rent their place and they were thinking $2,500 and they see everyone else charging $3,000, then they would charge $3,000, thus increasing the price of rent for everyone. So that is the allegation here. There are some reports of different companies using it and dropping it, and other companies still using it. Either way, this is another problem that needs to be solved along the whole aspect of it. But immigration is the number one thing that needs to be limited, reduced, and solved. While we're at it, corporations should not be able to own homes in Canada, period. Next up, we got this one here from Table Salt. It says, food banks have been putting out presentations for international students in Canada to teach them not to raid food banks. Ooh, we've had this before on the channel. This is one way to really piss off Canadians, is to take advantage of our food banks. The Inn of Good Shepherd in Sarnia saw a significant increase in international students from nearby college coming through the doors several years ago. Through conversations, staff and volunteers learned that many students were misled about the nature of food banks and had a lack of cultural understanding, as food banks do not exist in their home countries. So they just saw it as free food and they just took advantage. We found the issue to be more about education rather than abuse of service. That's good to hear. So hopefully that continues. Hopefully that decreases, because taking advantage of our food banks, not cool. Justin Trudeau surprises some seniors at a seniors home in Port Coquitlam. What does he do? He talks about himself. And I want to point out something before I start this. This woman here looks like she has borderline a heart attack once he walks in the door.
Thank you, Ron.
Look at her face, like she saw a ghost. If you pay attention to her throughout this, she doesn't look at Trudeau. She keeps looking away from him. And there's a couple back here that are smiling. You can tell which ones are Liberal supporters and which ones are not.
I was busy getting a selfie with Charity back there. But,
So the first thing is hard to hear. He says the first thing is nice to see everyone. I was busy back there getting a selfie with Sherry. That's what he opens this room with. I was busy getting a selfie. This narcissist is just cringe. What's he doing here? He's talking to the seniors about all the benefits he's giving them, except for that $250 check.
we've been focused on trying to make sure that we're giving people hope through these times. They're challenging times everywhere around the world.
Challenging times around the world, and I'm not giving you a $250 check because you guys don't matter to me.
But in Canada, we've been doing well as an economy
We've been doing well as an economy. This is like, dude, he probably picked the seniors home with the oldest people, so probably half of them don't even know where they are or who he is.
So we're trying to put that in service of folks who need it, particularly seniors. Have any of you heard of the dental care program?
Yeah, that's all you. Yeah, you see it. Yeah. Ugh. This is so cringe. Like, he shows up to a senior's home, talks about all of the stuff he's doing for people, except the seniors, and then brings up the dental plan.
I got my start as a teacher. That was where I started my professional career that ended up with me taking a wrong turn into politics. But
yeah, definitely a wrong turn. This guy just goes on to babble more and more about himself. What else would we expect from this guy? Jumping over to my group, let's check out some memes. Transport driver caught going 30 kilometers over speed limit in Sudbury. As a result of the investigation, Jaspreet Buryar, 38, from Woodstock, was charged with failing to comply with a release order, speeding and driving commercial motor. I mean, we're seeing a lot of these. There's a whole bunch of accidents that have been happening. A lot of stuff I can't show you. Some of them are pretty bad. Problem is there's these trucking schools that are allowing people come over straight over from India and then get licenses even though they don't really know how to drive. Well, we're here from the CBC. Have you accepted Justin Trudeau as your Lord and Savior? Back to work. This is Paris' new ghetto. Yeah, it's pretty sad. Paris has gone really far downhill when you ask where all the money went. 3 males aged 15, 16 face 109 charges in Richmond Hill Cinema Pew Pew event. 25 plus Indian officers in Brampton convicted with fraud weapon charges still have their job. Drinking driver caught going more than 200 kilometers an hour near Sudbury. Shoplifting rates show how tough life has become in Trudeau's Canada. Auto theft may be getting the PM's attention, but it's shoplifting that exposes the real crime. Dear Santa, please fix housing. I spent the budget on photo ops. There we have it again. Justin Trudeau, complete cringe, running around his old high school like a rock star instead of actually doing real work to help Canadians. It's going to be like this every single day until we get rid of this schmuck.